I wonder what's on the tube.
Welcome back.
Thank you for being a friend.
What you talking about, Willis?
You are a meathead.
No soup for you. Welcome, everyone, to another episode of Sitcom My Face. I'm Nick Franco.
I'm Jay Bidwell.
How you doing, Jay?
Jesus, Jiminy fucking crickets, my friend.
I think Jiminy fucking Cricket would have helped us at this point. Microsoft, on the other hand,
imagine making it like
stuff Clippy up its ass.
Imagine making it to almost 20 shows before you encounter such crazy technical difficulties. And on my end, I had some weird mic hiss that was new. I don't even know what the hell was going on there either, but man, what a day. Actually, this goes right along with my week because I haven't really talked to you this week much, but I had my credit card information stolen this week.
Oh, lovely.
Yay!
What a way to start a week.
I went, I guess it was last Wednesday now, but I was at the dentist and I go to pay my bill. They're like, sorry, sir, your card's been declined. I was like, excuse me? I look at my account on my phone. I have $5.
What?
And also all these Facebook charges.
Oh, you know what? So, wait, someone actually our friends had just come in from Florida, and he had a bunch of Facebook charges on his account too.
Recently?
Yeah.
I don't even use Facebook Pay, and they were all Facebook Pay charges.
God.
So that was fun. So of course it's a card that I get through work, so it's like a kind of like a prepaid. It has attached to two different banks, neither of which could do anything about it. So I had to call this fun hotline and talk to God knows who and God knows where, and hope that when they're sending me something, I guess, to sign, that it's not me, and then they'll refund me. But for now, and of course it's my card that my work check gets deposited on, so you get paid on Thursdays. At least I do. So then my paycheck was locked up.
Lovely.
It's like, man, this is fun. You guys are fun. Other than this, you've had a good week?
Yeah, it's just been a little busy catching up. I was off a couple of days the end of last week because our friends came up from Florida, so we were hosting. We went to go see the Statue of Liberty. I got my friend a gig. Like a guest gig at a local comedy show with my.
Is it coming up still? Can you plug him? Help him?
No. It happened this past Friday.
Already? Okay.
Yeah. And yeah. Well, other than that, quiet.
I did get to that Desi Lucy doc that's on Amazon. The one.
That other one. Yeah.
The one Amy Poehler did. I think it went to Cannes, was it? It went to one of the film festivals, and it was pretty good. I guess it's based from some audio recordings the family had.
That's interesting.
Lucy and Desi, but yeah, it was good. It was really good. I mean, as far as documentary goes, it was more personal, which I liked. So it wasn't someone looking or from the outside. It was them telling their own story, which was good.
Yeah,
and you had Lucy Jr., i.e. Lucy I.E. talking about her parents, which is always...
Yeah, and I actually recently listened to a one of my favorite podcasts I listened to, The Flophouse. They actually did a thing for being the Ricardos.
Never seen it. Oh wait, yes we have. Check out our commentary track for Being the Ricardos. It was like what, 4 episodes ago, something like that.
Yeah, just about.
There was a sweet moment in this doc where Lucy Jr. talks about when Desi was on his deathbed. She called her mom and was like, I think Dad's dying. Now would probably be a good time to say anything you need to say. And they talked on the phone, and basically the last things they ever said right before he died was, I love you, and I love you too. So that was cute.
Nice.
Even though they were both remarried, and I think they were married to the second people even longer, right? Desi maybe not, because I think he died in the 70s.
Right.
But Lucy was married to Gary Morton, I think, longer than she was ever married to Desi.
Desi.
So.
But yeah, when you look at her career, like in the early days with Desi and that, that's what most of us remember that time.
Have you seen the Dave Chappelle specials on Netflix at all?
No, I haven't. Like as far as his recent specials, I haven't.
I fell down that rabbit hole and watched 2 or 3 of the newest. Like I think he did what 4 or 6 of them recently, last couple of years. But the last one, the closer, I think it was I was watching that the other night. At the end, it's for Norm. He dedicated it to Norm Macdonald. I was like, oh no. Because they were in that movie Screwed Together that I've told you about.
Yeah.
So I didn't realize they were that tight though, where he would dedicate his special to him. So that's cool.
No,
was very happy to see that. I was like, oh, Chappelle's got a heart. And he loves Normie.
We all love Norm.
And I just want to throw out there too, there's a new app. Well, I don't know how new it is, but it's more it's gaining more steam, called Whatnot. And they do live video auctions. And I just got approved to sell on there. So today was my first show, and I did very well. I sold everything I had listed, met some cool people, and got like 130 some followers instantly. Very fun little, like, you hang out and they allow you to play music. It's not like Twitch or YouTube where you get copyright strikes, because you don't really save the video. It's not like they can go back and watch the.
Got it.
If you're on the app, come look up Bidwell Fog. That's my same name that I use on here. Mm-hmm. We usually have it right here, but we're having technical difficulties with Skype and all that. So we're actually recording from Skype right now. So we'll see how this goes. I notice on mine, it's doing a lot of pump in and pump out. So hopefully that doesn't show up in the final product. But if it does, I'm just going to blame Nick. I don't know why. I'm just going to blame him anyway.
Let's blame Bill Gates.
Yeah.
It's always good to blame Gates.
What was it in the South Park movie? He's like, damn it, Bill. You said Windows 98 would be faster and more reliable with a better connection.
Windows 98 is the fight. They just take him out.
Shoots him right in the fucking head. So yeah, I will actually leave, if you don't have Whatnot, I will leave a link in the description below wherever you're watching this. It will give you $10 free as like a referral code. So if you want to come, you don't have to buy from me. You can go buy from some other, pricks. But yeah, come check out Whatnot. And I sell mostly video games. I do have a lot of action figures, and probably be doing some VHS and DVD Blu-ray sales too. So
wow.
Yeah. Well, maybe we'll get Nick on there. We'll have him co-host one night. You can do like a co-host feature. So maybe we can merge the two worlds. We can have a
that sounds good.
That'd be fun, right? You'd be down.
Like some old sitcom VHS tapes or DVD.
Oh yeah, like do like a theme. That'd be fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sweet.
But getting into the meat of the episode. What were we watching this week, JJ?
We checked out R.I.P. Howard
Hesseman.
How old was he? Did you know how old he was? I didn't look it up, but
I want to say he was 80. Let's see, 81.
We wanted to do WKRP, which is a show I don't really remember much about, and this is Head of the Class, which ran from 86 to 91.
91, yes.
On ABC. This was it a TGIF show? I think.
It may have been. Let's see.
So I wonder how far after WKRP was this? A few years, or a lot of years?
No, I think it was about 3
Pretty
years
close.
after WKRP had.
Howard Hesseman, the one man rocking that fucking rat tail ponytail for. I think he fucking had that till the day he died, didn't he?
I wouldn't be surprised.
I popped in randomly. Like, I don't really know him from much. Like, he's in one of my favorite movies of all time, but barely, which is Clue.
Gotcha.
I absolutely love Clue, but he shows up at the end for like 5 minutes maybe as the head of the or not the head of the FBI, but like an FBI agent who comes to the house, and arrests certain characters. But the other day, I love Halloween. I don't know if you can see Halloween back here. I hate Halloween, Rob Zombie's Halloween.
Right, yeah. I think we actually established that one before too.
Yeah. I hate Rob Zombie's Halloween and Rob Zombie's Halloween 2, but I was going through YouTube the other day, and somebody made a fan edit and took out all the cringy, disgusting, rapey, pedophilia, necrophilia stuff out of Rob Zombie's Halloween 2.
Mhm.
And I was like, oh, maybe it's a good film. Because, I mean, Michael is good in those movies. It's everyone else who's talking that's the problem. So I watched this thing, and I totally forgot that Howard Hesseman was in Rob Zombie's Halloween 2.
Wow, I did not know he was in that.
Yeah, he's like the record store owner that the main girl Lori works at in that sequel. I was like, oh yeah. So that was just kind of a weird coincidence. It seems like I've been doing that a lot. Like last time, I just happened to watch a Cloris Leachman movie without knowing she was in it, and now I've randomly watched a Howard Hesseman movie not knowing he was in it. So
There you go. And I will say, like, once we actually get into the episodes here, also, there's a lot of like, oh, I didn't even realize, like, going back watching the show, it's like, oh crap, going into current events, it's kind of like a little wacky.
there's some great diversity on the show. Is that what you're referring to? Like the
Well, it's not
and the political stuff too.
Yeah, well, no, it's a little bit of the political stuff, a little bit of the diversity stuff, but it's something season 1 and season 3 have. Well, we'll get to it anyway. So I'll say it's like in season 1 they had visiting students from Moscow that they did like a educational tournament against, and then in season 3 they actually had a two-parter where the students at Millard Fillmore High go to Moscow, and it was the first sitcom filmed in Moscow after basically the collapse there of like the old Soviet Union.
If I remember right, do you know what the movie was?
Oh crap! I know, like, once you say it, I'm gonna like hit myself in the head here, but
I'm pretty sure it was Police Academy 7: Mission to Moscow.
Oh my god!
That was right around. Yeah, that would have been like what 80. Actually, yeah, 7 might have been like 90.
Yeah, that might have been
something like that. Might have been around the same year. What
right.
season of this did they go to Moscow?
Season 3. So
that would have been 89-ish.
89. Howard Hesseman, who plays teacher Charlie Moore.
Yeah, he teaches like an elevated intelligence class. What are they called? The
IHP, I believe.
Something like that. They're ultra intelligent students. So it is interesting that the teacher is dumber than the kids in this show. Really?
Yeah.
He's not quite on their level. They're more book smart. He's more life smart.
Correct. Yeah, but he knows how to give them another view of things that they, may not just get straight out of a book.
He's found a way to teach them beyond what they thought he could.
Yeah.
Well, did you out the gate, did you hate this show as much as Howard Hesseman did? Because apparently he fucking hated this show and made no qualms about making it public.
Wow. No.
Did you know that?
I didn't read that part.
He basically said, I loathed the show. He whined about it constantly, even while he was on it.
Wow.
And he said, we're not doing the show I was led to believe we would be. And he couldn't get over that.
Wow. I'm wondering what he thought it was supposed to be.
Yeah.
Versus what we got.
Yeah, it's weird because the show, it's a classroom setting, high school. These guys look older than what they're playing, a lot of them. I mean,
well, yeah, most of them except the one youngest girl there.
The girl, yeah.
Yeah.
Like what's the big guy's name? Dennis. And Arvid is the nerdy guy. They look like they're like 25 years old in this show. But and it goes 5 years, so it must not be school year to season thing, because otherwise why would the intelligent kids be there an extra year?
Exactly. I was thinking the same thing. I'm like, yeah, it must have been like one of those like, oh, okay, we're all part of like 1 or 2 years, like what 1 year per 2 seasons or something.
That's what I think that 70s show did. That's how they cheated it. I think 2 seasons were 1 calendar year.
Got it.
Because if I remember right, the last episode was like the switch over to 80.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I guess he really hated this show, and they brought in a different guy for the last season, which I didn't realize. But we'll we'll talk about Billy Connolly in a little bit because I think I did not remember watching this show, but I think I remember him more than Howard Hesseman on this show. How weird is that?
That is weird because he was only one season on this show, but then he actually had a spinoff from this. I didn't realize it was a spinoff.
Well, that's
but
why
I watched his other show, Billy.
It was only 13 episodes, and that's why I said I think this was also TGIF because all the previews and stuff I saw for Billy were all TGIF previews.
Ah, okay.
And on that show with him was Johnny Galecki.
Yep.
Of Roseanne and Big Bang Theory, right?
Yes.
And he also played a character on there named David. So
yeah, interestingly
which was also
enough,
from
yeah,
Roseanne. And I was like, oh, weird. Yeah, very strange. Only ran for one season in 92. Yeah, they bring in that teacher McGregor.
Yeah, Billy McGregor.
Billy McGregor. And as I watched a few episodes with him, I was like, this is where I know Billy Connolly from, and I didn't even remember that. It was somewhere in the back of my brain. But I never saw Hesseman in this show and went, oh, yeah.
No, you see, I knew Hesseman from this. I knew Billy Connolly had stepped in, but I think I really hadn't been watching for a while when Billy Connolly stepped in. But the thing is, I know Billy Connolly from actually stand-up comedy.
Right. Yeah.
So,
he wasn't he in one of the Garfield movies or something stupid? I think he was like
I believe he's been in a lot of things that you.
Yeah, he shows up and he's like that guy in a lot of things. And he's like, I guess he didn't want to take the role when he didn't want to replace Hesseman, but John Cleese talked him into it.
Wow, it was Cleese that actually.
Yeah, he was the one who was like, you're going to be a starring role on an American television show. You should do that. But yeah, so Howard Hesseman, he was on there the first 4 years. Did you watch the pilot?
Yes, I did. I watched the first couple of episodes.
Yeah, I think I watched.
Then I was watching
3.
those top 10s.
Okay, I didn't really look up a list, but I watched I think at least 3 from each season. So I watched at least about 15. Some of them were 2-parters.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the pilot was okay.
Yeah, the pilot was pretty simple, if you want to say. It's just like, okay, here's this the substitute teacher
comes
who's
in
filling in on the like as you said, the advanced academic like students, and basically when he comes into the classroom, they're telling him it's like, okay, magazines in the top drawer, so they can basically
we're
take their
studying
time
for
and study.
whatever. Yeah, it's I mean, there were a lot of classes where the sub would come in and you go, you don't know shit, bro.
Right.
What the fuck are you doing here? So imagine if you're an ultra genius, I could just see that being exactly the case. The kids there's an interesting group of kids. I don't know that they're all that. The Alan character I did not get. I don't understand. He's just the straight-laced guy who.
Yeah, he's
kind of boring to me. I don't.
You know what? Yeah, he was a boring. How do you want to put it? Like a very boring Alex Keaton from Family Ties.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
Alex Keaton was the young Republican. It's like conservative. They are like it's like, oh, okay. They basically took that and make it blander.
Who was your
just
favorite
basically
of the kids?
A one note thing, and it's like, yeah, I'll just watch the rest of the kids.
Who was your favorite of the kids? Either entertaining or funny or interesting.
Actually, the two of the ones you mentioned, the ones Arvid and Dennis, I think were actually like two of the ones that I like keyed on to. There seemed to be a lot on some of the stories with what was his name? Eric?
He kind of like a Fonzie type almost, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
He's kind of the rebel.
Yeah,
like,
the rebel. Good word.
He's ultra smart, but he doesn't want to be known as the ultra smart. So he's in there with them, but he doesn't even want to be on the.
He talks about his mom made him. His mom made him join the class or whatever, even though he didn't want to.
Right.
I'm cursed with brains, is what he says, which is a good way to put it.
Yeah, and I think them.
I didn't even know this is where Robin Givens started, huh?
Yeah.
I was like, I've always known her as like what, a model or something. I was like, I knew she was married to like Tyson or something, wasn't she?
Oh, yeah.
And he was the one beating the hell out of her at one point or something.
Yeah.
And I didn't really know her from much. And watching this, I was like, oh yeah, I guess she was an actress. I didn't really remember that.
No, that That she was, but yeah, unfortunately, most people remember her as, oh yeah, Mike Tyson's ex-wife. That because of the domestic abuse, that's why Tyson went to jail.
Well, and the Dennis character in this, I wondered if I was gonna like him because I do know a little bit about the background. I talked about how he's got a lot of accusations. He was let go from Nickelodeon. He had created a bunch of their shows, like I think all that. I want to say the Amanda Show. Was it what was the one Ariana Grande was on? I think he did that. All the
Crap.
Sam and Cat or something like that.
Yeah, he had a lot of
bunch. Those, like Keenan and Kel, I think.
And actually, I think also was he also associated with Disney too? Some of their shows.
I don't know. I think it was only Nickelodeon, but
okay,
maybe I don't know. So he's got a lot of accusations about stuff. I don't think he's ever been charged with anything, but a lot of these child stars have said yes, or there's weird things on the shows that people have made compilations of that point to things, and there's all kinds of YouTube documentaries if you want to go down that. So I really did try to watch this, especially him not taking any of that into account and just to see if that character stuck out. I'm a big guy. I grew up a big guy.
Right.
He should be the one that I like hone in on as my representation. And I just couldn't get into him. And I don't know if that's because of the shit that I know, but he just didn't seem that interesting to me. Arvid what's his name? Armid or Arvid?
Arvid.
That guy cracked me up in this show. I thought
I think he was like actually the best character.
And they must have been buddies because he's also on like Keenan and Kel. I think he's their boss or something. Yeah. They're both named Dan. The two Dans must have become buddies on this show over the 5 years. We like to talk about theme songs. I'm just going to say this is the worst fucking theme song I've ever heard in my entire life.
It was the least memorable theme song.
Like you can see what they were trying to do with like the collegiate type of.
Yeah.
But this theme song sucked. The opening sucked.
Yeah, it was. You know what? It was just really. It was like it was there.
Hum it for me real quick. Can you?
No. It had the harpsichord sounding thing, but yeah, I couldn't tell you how it actually goes.
This shit sucked. I tried too. Like there was one where on HBO it keeps giving you the option to skip intro, and I was like, I will not. I will learn. I will love this theme song. I will try. I listened to that fucking theme song all 15 episodes. I couldn't tell you one fucking beat from it, and it's shit.
Nope.
Even the visuals that go along with it are stupid. Like it's like him walking to work, hopping on the back of a truck.
Yeah.
In the first season too, the first couple I watched, some of the worst transitions I've ever seen in a show.
Yeah.
Like abruptly, I don't know if maybe they were cut down for HBO Max or something.
I don't know. It just seemed like very, like you said, like abrupt
choppy
cuts. Yeah.
Like it seemed like they would be in the middle of a joke and it would just almost cut away, but it wouldn't really transition well. And they did it throughout the whole thing, as far as I noticed. They give you subtitles with the day and time as if you give a shit.
Yeah, like
every scene
pay attention to the. It's like we're not watching 24. This is a sitcom about smart kids in high school. Like this is not really going to matter here.
I just watched that new Resident Evil Welcome to Raccoon City movie, and they have like a fake ass ticking clock type. But that movie does that a lot. It'll cut to a black screen and be like 3 a.m. But it's really, you don't feel the pressure of it. So it's like that movie, I was like, wow, this is really annoying. And then you watch this show very soon after going, what the hell does it matter
like
what time of day it is?
8:05 a.m. It's
what the fuck cares?
Sure.
Because if you're going from a cafeteria scene to an office scene to a classroom scene, does the time really fucking matter? No. The abrupt cuts I did notice after like season 2 or 3 got a little better, but the time and stuff still was there, and that really threw me off.
Time continued, and it's like I'll be honest, I didn't really watch seasons 4 and 5, like the Billy Connolly, and season 4 where they actually changed a few of the students too. Although I'll say
Richard Pryor's daughter came in there. Yeah.
Yeah. A couple of the students that they changed like as you were asking, it's like, oh, okay, who did I key on? Yeah, like a few of those students were pretty much very like underused, or just really, it's like, yeah, I couldn't care less that they were there.
The Janice girl, the young girl, disappeared, I think, but she came
Yes.
back for the finale, the final episode at least, where
Right.
they do like a graduation. They
The-
shoehorn her in there.
Yeah,
The
the one
Maria
girl,
or whatever.
Maria, yeah.
She disappeared. I thought she was good. I liked her quite for the females. I thought she was one of the better ones.
I thought she was okay because, again, I don't think they gave her enough material.
Well,
like,
she at least to me evolved a little, because the first couple, they tried to make her like the edgy girl, almost like goth at first, right?
I was just gonna say, it was almost, she was goth before goth.
But then she didn't stay that. She kind of became more normal and more like, not really a bad home, but I guess like her parents didn't really get her, and that became more of her thing, it seemed like.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think her mom was divorced. I think was the
Yeah. Because
the
did you watch the one with
the Parents' Day?
No, I did not watch that one. But there's
okay.
that one of my only favorite musicals, I think I've said on here before, is Little Shop of Horrors.
Oh,
There's a 2-part episode,
and
I want to
forgot
season
to
2
watch
or
that one.
3, where they do a stage show of Little Shop of Horrors, and she plays Audrey.
Oh,
She didn't do the
okay.
whole high. She didn't do the high voice really, but she was good.
Mm-hmm.
And it gave a little more of like her mother and hers relationship, and of course Arvid plays the lead,
Seymour, yeah.
Seymour. So Dennis plays the plant,
Go figure.
as a fat guy who was in a lot of stage shows. I understand that. Okay, Jay, we're doing the Lion King. Who am I going to be? Oh, you're going to be Pumbaa. Yeah.
Yep.
Thanks, motherfucker. I appreciate it.
Saw that one coming a mile away.
Why
It's
couldn't
like,
I be Timon? Ooh, yeah. The littlest guy in class, he's going to be Timon. Oh, weird.
funny how that works out, but yeah, I missed watching though the Little Shop of Horrors. Well, I'll go back and check it out.
That was good. I would recommend that. And it's hard to tell if I liked it because I just really like Little Shop of Horrors, or if I liked the episode. But you know how high school productions and movies and TV look way overproduced?
Oh yeah.
This did, but it's also, the acting was good for the characters they were playing. And Eric played the Steve Martin dentist character.
Oh, cool.
He played that very well. So there was some funny stuff in there. Is there any more like offhand you would recommend, one or two?
As far as what the
Just
episodes?
Yeah.
It's weird. The episode that they put as the top one was the actual season 1 with the visiting team from Moscow. They put as the number 1. I would put that as the number 1. Let's see which one. Let's see. I watched the pilot. The second one was what is it, like who you're going to be in 20 years? That was actually
yes,
on the top
I think I did
10.
watch that. Yeah, I watched that one.
That was a good one. Although again, it was another one where looking back and it's like, oh, okay, like material that they used. The girl Simone with the red hair.
Mm-hmm.
She it's like, oh, where's she going to be in 20 years? It's like, oh, she's married to her husband, Woody Allen. I'm like,
yes.
Oh, really? You know what? In 20 years, he's not going to want you because you're in school now. But
And somebody goes, he'd be 70 or something like that.
Yeah, he'll be 70.
Yeah, there's a few episodes where they're talking about stereotypes and stuff, and you go, well, it's actually kind of progressive for the time, really.
Yeah, I was surprised at how progressive a show it was.
Even there was one episode that was kind of about like Italian mafia people that was pretty good. One of the classmates who comes in later, Artemis, or what the hell is his name?
Oh, yeah, it's like a
something
Greek
like
name.
that. Yeah, something like that. Black kid. He was pretty good. I think he came in like maybe 3 or 4 season. I don't know.
Yeah, season 4. It's one again. You had a bit of the shuffling where some of the students like were gone, and now they brought in these new ones.
But there's
Aristotle, that was his name.
yes, and there's like a mafia. He did like a wedding video. He recorded the wedding video for like this Italian family, and the FBI shows up.
Oh, you know what? I think now that thing that you sent me from Episode Ninja, I believe that was on the list of worst episodes.
Oh, was it? See, I thought it was
Yeah.
kind of funny, but it was interesting just in the fact that they are touching upon stereotypes.
Oh, yeah.
Which that would have been like 89, 90 for that episode, and it didn't seem like people gave a shit about stereotypes back then.
No.
But yeah, it was.
But it was definitely progressive, like particularly given that it actually came out of 86. You were still in like basically the Reagan era, Reagan into the first President Bush. So like it was definitely more progressive. You could see that Mr. Moore, like Howard Hesseman's character, was definitely more liberal leaning too. As
well, and just
as a teacher.
the diversity on the cast is pretty impressive for
especially
for given the premise that they're all ultra intelligent students.
Right.
The fact that you do have a lot of walks of life represented is kind of cool.
Yeah, I like it. Wasn't, but it's like, even though I like Arvid was like probably the best character, he would be one of the ones you would think would be in the class. Yeah.
I was like, why do I know this Asian boy? Oh, it's fucking Data from Goonies and Short Round.
What's that? Jonathan Kwan or something like that.
That's his name.
I think that's the actor. Yeah.
But Brad Pitt was in here in one season. I saw a couple episodes.
Wow. Okay, I missed those episodes.
I think it was in season 3 he shows up, and then like we said, they add Richard Pryor's daughter, who was pretty good. I'm trying to remember which other ones left near the end, because they're doing they do like a little flashback for everyone as they're walking to get their diploma.
Mm-hmm.
And some of the newer ones, you go, you didn't earn this. You've only been here a season. Get off that stage. But I watched Teacher's Pet, which I think was the last one Hesseman did. I think it was the end of season 4, because I watched the last 2 of season 4 and then the first of 5 to see how that transition went.
Right, into the Billy
and it
Connolly.
doesn't. There's no transition really whatsoever.
No, Hesseman didn't come back. That's basically it.
The 5th, like they just did normal episodes, and then the 5th season they walk in, they're like, I can't believe he's gone. And you're like, what?
Yeah, like his stage career took off. That's how they explained it. Because that was his dream to actually, be in theater.
But the last episode of season 4 was pretty decent. It's like Hesseman and Eric both have kind of a crush on the same teacher, and Eric gets the idea that she's into him, and it's like kind of like they have a little, oh yeah, you think you can win my girl? But it's the same girl from the episodes of Full House that we watched that was dating Danny with the bratty kid.
Oh God, jeez.
I was looking, she's wearing like a ponytail and glasses. I'm like, I know her. Is that the? I was like, oh crap! I think she was Cindy on the Full House episodes, and she had the son Rusty.
Yeah, was that her name? Yeah, I just like I remember Rusty, but I forget her name.
Yeah, that was. I looked on IMDb. I was like, yep, that's her. The I think it was the red-haired girl, Simone. Strangely, I brought up that Shirley Jones movie last episode. She's also in, I think, Shriek. If you know what I did last Friday the 13th. So if I ever meet her, I won't bring her a Head of the Class DVD to sign. I'll bring her that same fuck. Will you sign right here next?
It's like, wait, I was in this?
It was. I don't think she's a regular main character either. It said like sexy cheerleader or something stupid like that. It was like, will you sign right here next to Shirley Jones? She'd be like, what the fuck? No, I just got to find Coolio.
Oh God.
The line is walked interestingly on this show because there are a lot of sex jokes.
Oh yeah, no, it's definitely they go there, but
it's not.
But it's not just like that.
Do you think it's a kids show? It's not really just for kids.
It's trying to straddle two worlds, really. It's trying to be sort of like a teen show, but no.
Did you think it did it well?
I think it did okay. Put it this way, this is a show, like I know I'm jumping a bit here, but I think I wouldn't say this was a bad show. I thought it was like, yeah, it
Yeah, it's
good.
it's fine. Like
Yeah,
it's not
good for what it
outstanding.
was.
Yeah, it
Like,
was.
like
I
I've
enjoyed
always,
watching it.
I've always had a thing also for like shows or episodes where it's like, okay, the teacher uses like an inventive method to teach a student. Because I remember actually back on WKRP, there was an episode where the one character, Venus Flytrap, he actually teaches this one his friend's kid or whatever that's in a gang, and he teaches him about basically an atom. It's like, oh, okay. It's like, okay, well, this gang circles a thing. It's like, oh, okay. And this one hangs out here. It's like, okay, this is the nucleus. And this is what, like, so.
Little Dead Poet Society or whatever the hell that was.
Exactly. Yeah. I've always liked that type of unconventional teaching. Of course, the principal, we haven't gotten into him too. What did you think of him? The principal.
I liked the principal. I thought he was pretty good.
Dr.
He's
Samuels.
like the that kind of huffy puffy type guy.
Yep.
My way or the highway, but yeah, I thought he was pretty good actually. And he's got kind of the ditzy secretary.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they were there for pretty much every episode, if I recall.
I believe so.
Yeah, all the ones I watched.
Yeah, and what do you call it? It's like I was looking at the guy and I'm like, I know him from something. And I don't know if you've ever seen the movie Ruthless People.
Been a long time. I don't remember.
Same here. But he was the I believe he was a cop in that one that like winds up on a like a sex tape. And it's like, oh, okay. Yeah, like it's like I just remember his face on that. I'm like, that guy.
He reminds me of the on Saved by the Bell. You had Belding, but then you had the other guy that he was always competing with. Was he the vice principal or something? The big fat guy. He looks and acts a lot like that guy.
Yeah, so I wouldn't be surprised like if the one was based off the other, really.
Yeah, I don't know which show. I'm assuming Saved by the Bell came after this, or
I think
somewhere during it, maybe.
It might have been like the later part of this run is where Saved by the Bell came in.
I mean, I thought this guy was pretty funny though, and like he's never really made to be the villain, which is usually how this would go.
Exactly.
But the way the show is kind of geared at kids, but then you have episodes like the Teacher's Pet one where they use the word slut a lot. They're calling this woman a slut. And you're like, that's weird for TGIF to be like,
yeah, it's like,
she's a slut. And he's like, she's
tonight's
not a slut.
word is.
I mean, she wasn't, but yeah, it was like, damn, you wouldn't hear the word slut on Full House.
No. That doesn't fit in with that sugary cereal type of show.
And then when the student's like on a date with the teacher and he's trying to like, they're making like, there's some sexy talk. You're like, this is, but I still feel like it did it better than 8 Simple Rules.
Oh yeah. Most everything was done.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, it's weird.
Most every show, I should say, did things better than 8 Simple Rules.
I think this is a better example of walking that line. And I guess it's weird that I don't remember this show very well, though. Like, I don't know. I feel like it just kind of.
And I think that's one of the problems. It's an easy show to watch, but similarly, it's not that, if you want to say sugar coated, like we were saying the Full House type of thing. But at the same point, nothing's really memorable. It's
there was moments where there was like moments of me going, I kind of remember that.
Yeah, but
and that's
nothing
why,
like, oh, I can't wait for, you know what, we got to watch this episode and we got to watch this episode. Yeah,
that's why when I was like,
I
was like 12 episodes in, and then Hesseman leaves, and then Billy Connolly comes in, and he's the one sparking my going, okay, I remember you in this, but why? Why would I remember you over Howard Hesseman? It's weird. I don't know. But now that we know that he hated doing it, you kind of can feel like he's phoning it in at sometimes. Like, there are moments, I remember one in particular where the Eric character comes in the door and he's doing these big hand gestures and giving this dialogue to Hesseman's face, and he did just kind of look dead and just stared at him. Almost like not like he forgot his line, but he just didn't care enough to act at that moment.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
just
just
like-
I'm just waiting for when I have
Like,
to
He
respond.
goes, I know you're going to say something in a second. I'm not going to react to anything you say. So I'm just kind of here. So there were moments of that, but yeah. It wasn't a
But,
great show. It wasn't a terrible show.
No,
I enjoyed watching it. It was interesting at points. Not a lot of the characters stood out to me, but
no.
Hmm.
But actually going back to Dan Frischman, Arvid, yeah, he's from Whippany, New Jersey, and he was also on an episode of Seinfeld where he calls in Seinfeld to say about the sneaker collection. It's like I found your stolen sneaker collection at a yard sale in Parsippany, New Jersey. That was Dan Frischman.
So are you going to watch more of this, you think? Would you go back to this?
I wouldn't mind going back. It's an easy watch.
Mm-hmm.
I think if we go into, go back looking over some of the shows, yeah, this definitely falls into the, hey, you know what? If nothing else, hey, if this is on, yeah, I can easily watch this.
Yeah, it feels corny at times, but it never really does feel like it's talking down to you.
No, it does. It does
which
not
I
feel
appreciated.
Like, yeah,
there are moments of Full House and 8 Simple Rules and some of the lower end shows we've watched, at least intellectually low shows. You do feel like they're talking down to you a bit, and this one I didn't really feel that.
No,
there's a couple of moments of like fake, like the finale has some like they're trying real hard to give you some sentimental moments, and it just doesn't quite work. But did you watch the finale? You didn't, right?
No, I didn't watch the finale yet. Like I said, season 5 finale, I really didn't get to yet. So
pretty decent finale. Like it was a 2-parter. Of course, all the kids are graduating. The young girl who left the show to go to Harvard,
right,
has now graduated Harvard and comes back because she forgot to get her diploma. Just so she can walk with the other kids and whatever you got to do to get your kid back in there.
It's like, we got to come up with some reason.
But like the school is being demolished.
Oh, wow.
Like there's a whole, Eric and Simone are, I guess, in a relationship at that point. They're talking about getting married.
Oh, wow.
They're not real. It's not really working. And they're more like, oh, I'm going to school here. You're going to school here. It's probably not going to work. So there's some interesting stuff there. There's a lot of, Dennis is very non-sentimental, and everyone thinks he's so callous, but secretly he's stealing all these things from the school as like mementos to remember his friends by. And there's like a real heartfelt fake ass moment where he's like, I'm going to miss you guys. I'm just, like, but there's a couple good things like the principal is basically being forced to retire, which is kind of an interesting character moment for him, because he's playing it up like, oh, he's in his Hawaiian outfit, like, oh, I'm retired, I'm going to Hawaii, and kind of making a big deal about, like, oh, I can't wait to get out of this place. And then you find out that he didn't want to leave. They're doing it. He wants to go be principal of the new school that they're building, but they want somebody younger.
Got it. So forced retirement, basically.
Yeah, and it was actually kind of a cool character, like, moment for him, because you can see his heartbreak, but there's nothing they can do, and they don't give him a happy ending, if I remember right. He just kind of has to retire.
Damn.
But he has a little talk with it, and the talk may have meant a little more if it was with Howard Hesseman's character,
right? Because
he was with him longer. But he's having this conversation with Billy McGregor, Billy Connolly's character. Yeah. So, I mean, he's only been there, a year at this point or whatever. So it didn't have quite the impact, but yeah, it was kind of interesting. And even the secretary's like, she says one line like, this world we've built is literally going to be destroyed tomorrow. And like, you don't care at all. And like, there's some moments of like real interesting stuff in there that a lot of sitcoms I don't think tackle. Like, that's a real life moment.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like,
rather than like the manufactured, sentimentality, like type of thing.
Right. Yeah, it was a decent, good finale, I would say. But then, of course, there's the moment where they're about to have their graduation and the construction crew shows up. You're not supposed to be here till next month. Oh, no, we're demolishing it today. Well, we have a graduation to do. Stuff like that. But yeah, not bad. One of the better finales, considering the type of show it was and, a school show. The demolishing of the school and everyone basically losing their jobs is kind of an interesting take for it. Because
Right.
every other show would probably keep options open for a sequel show or a spin-off, or if the show was successful enough, maybe they go, oh, we keep the principal and the teacher and bring in some new kids for a new class, like Saved by the Bell did. But
the new batch. But no, I got to get around to watching the season 5 stuff. So, oh yes, I saw your thing. That's why I threw that in there.
Yeah, it falls somewhere in the middle of everything we've watched so far.
I agree. Yeah, it's definitely not cream of the crop, but it's not the crap. Again,
not overwhelming, not underwhelming.
Looking at you, 8 Simple Rules.
Coming up soon, we should probably do a new ranking.
Yes.
Go through all the episode or all the shows we've covered, and
once we've hit 20,
I think we should do our own list and then compare them on the show. That would be interesting.
I agree.
So we'll do that.
And I think we should put it out there, to the listeners too. Give us your rankings.
Oh yeah, there you go. Yes, that would be cool.
So this way we can see like where our tastes stand with what everyone else thought as well.
Because it was weird, the first ranking we did of the first 6 or something, we actually agreed on, which was strange.
Yeah.
So plucking these new ones in there is going to be good. What are we doing next week? What's the next episode?
Next week, I think we were
going
to do Dharma and Greg, right?
Dharma and Greg, yes. Which I believe is on Hulu.
Yeah, with which unfortunately it's like we're getting around to some of these shows because also like as this one we had just not long ago lost Howard Hesseman. On Dharma and Greg, we had just lost who was the
it was the guy who played Greg's father. He's also in Halloween 6, which is why I know him. What the hell is his name? He's one of those faces, Mitchell Ryan.
Okay.
Yeah, he died on March 4th. Yeah, he was in a little bit of everything. He's that old distinguished gentleman from everything. He played Dr. Wynn in Halloween, The Curse of Michael Myers. And on Dharma and Greg, I got to say the parents were the best part of the show.
Yeah, and truthfully, Dharma and Greg. Well, we'll get around to talking more about Dharma and Greg next time. But yeah, we'll see if our opinions of it still hold watching it.
What do you have anything else to add for Head of the Class?
For Head of the Class, not really. Like I was trying to like.
It's hard when you have a show that's like just decent because you can't praise it and you can't really shit on it.
No.
So yeah, it's
literally it's an easy a middle of the pack type of show.
There's good jokes, there's bad jokes, there's everything in between, and it's there. It existed for 5 years on ABC. Apparently, it was a hit to the point where it got a spin-off for the character who came in for one season.
Right.
You would think they'd spin off one of the kids, right? Like that would be the logical.
I would have thought they would have gone that direction, but
a college sitcom with one of the kids or something. Mm. Weird that they chose the new teacher who comes in for one season, but
right.
And then he wasn't even a teacher in that show. He was like
no, he wasn't a teacher in the show, nor did I correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think any of the students came back to visit with him on any of the episodes.
The trailer I watched, the premise of it was there was because he lost his job, he was losing his apartment or something. So he moves in with a woman who has 3 kids.
One of them being Johnny Galecki.
One of them being, and it was something. It was a financial reason. Right. Like they pretended to be married to get benefits of some sort, I think.
I think that's what it seemed like. We should look back at anyway.
Yeah, I mean, I like Billy Connolly. I think he's very funny. I think he's great on this. I think he's great on this show, actually. I mean, he did bring a whole new flavor to it besides Hesseman
standing there. He definitely brought more energy.
Yeah, interesting. I mean, you watch the show. It's on HBO Max. And did you notice when you searched for it, there's a remake of this show?
No, I did not.
It's on HBO Max. There's a fucking remake.
Oh.
And I was like, no way that's a remake. And the first thing on the description, and I didn't even see a teacher on there. It looked like all kids.
Okay, so you know what? We're gonna have to look into that.
The Head of the Class remake.
Ooh.
Head of the Class is an American sitcom developed by Amy Poca and Seth Cohen that was released on the streaming service HBO Max on November 4th, 2021. I didn't even know about this, and then we just happened to be discussing the show because he died.
A revival of the series. Bill Lawrence, Doozer, and Warner Home
It says
Television.
It was already canceled in December. So it's done. I mean, we could cover it. It's done. It was canceled December 17th, according to this article, by HBO Max after one season.
Wow.
Well, I mean, and I was looking, I saw the photos is all I saw, and it didn't look like there was an adult. So I don't know if it's still the same concept or what, but
Not
maybe
sure.
somewhere down the road, it's one season. Maybe we'll discuss it at some point.
Yeah, we've talked about doing some of these one season or like abbreviated season shows. So this could be on the list.
I'd be intrigued. I didn't recognize anybody on it, so it might be interesting to see what they do. But yeah, Dharma and Greg, next episode. Some things I forgot to mention on the Raising Hope episode.
Yes.
When he asked Cloris to do the show, she goes, "How long do you think this show will run?" He goes, 8 years. And she said, "I think I can make it."
Wow.
There was also a story he told about Hillary Duff. I guess Cloris Leachman, when Hillary Duff was in an episode, walked up and just cut her hair.
Whoa.
Like took a big snip out of her hair without her permission.
Wow.
Or not even being part of the scene, I don't think. And I guess it was very awkward and strange. And everyone
Jeez.
was like, "What the fuck's wrong with you? Why would you do that?" And I don't think Hillary Duff was very happy about that. But I wanted to ask you, really, how do you think they would handle, like, if they did like a reunion show and they were to like handle Mama's death? I think that could be really good.
I could see that. I could definitely see that, like, you know, where you know they come back, but you know the grieving and getting past with Mama's death, because now it's like, okay, what happens to the house? Does it go automatically to them, or does another relative inherit it, and now they have to make some kind of deal to live at the house now with this other relative?
The more I thought about it, I was like, as sad as it would be to see it again without her, I think that could be a great launching point for some, even just like a reunion special or something.
Yeah. Or just like an abbreviated, like, you know, like 6-episode little mini or something.
If you're not familiar with Raising Hope, go listen to our last episode, our previous episode. But great.
Yes,
I love
it was my first exposure, and I was very glad to have watched it.
Yeah, and if you got nothing else to do, go check out Head of the Class and say R.I.P. to Howard Hesseman, or Halloween 2, but don't watch the Rob Zombie cut. Watch the fan cut on YouTube. Maybe I'll remember to link that below, because anyone who can make a Rob Zombie movie watchable to me, I'm in. Because I fucking hate his movies. I think they're disgusting. And I'll tell you what, in this one, not one person talked about fucking a dead corpse or any of that shit. And I appreciate that. I guess he did one of, I sent it to a friend of mine. I was like, because she also hates those movies. I was like, you got to watch this. It's so much better. And then she found a cut the same guy did of Rob Zombie's first Halloween. So she's like, he did the other one. I was like, oh, okay, I got to watch that. So
basically, he's the Halloween fixer.
R.I.P. R.I.P. my friend. I will get to watching WKRP at some point. I'm going to buy that DVD set when it pops up again for cheap.
Yeah. And you know what? I was just listening to a thing, why that, like, it's been a problem with the streaming. It has to do with something that we've mentioned before.
Music rights.
Music rights. Yep. Because
it's a radio show, they probably do play a lot of copywritten music. Is that what it is?
Exactly. You hit the nail right on the head.
Yep, that'll do it. That'll do that. And they just didn't think about it back then. No. They didn't think about all the different formats and shit that you needed licenses for. And I guess as soon as you transfer that license to another format, it's a whole new, more money. Give me some more money. Yeah. Well,
But we'll search. We'll try to come up with something when it comes to that.
but if you like the show, do make sure you check us out on YouTube. We don't have an official link, but if you search Sitcom My Face, a situation comedy podcast on YouTube, I think you have to get 100 subs before you can actually make your own link, if I recall correctly.
Okay.
So we got to get there, folks. We're getting listens. We
Yeah,
just need the
spread the
subscribers.
word.
Make sure you share, comment, like, subscribe. We would greatly appreciate it.
Yes,
Join
and
the Facebook page at facebook.com/sitcommyface. Check out Nick here over on Twitch. This is pretty much all he's streaming now, but maybe in the future I
Correct.
can get him to game with me or something. Huh?
Oh, maybe.
Maybe we can get him to branch out a little bit. NetNick191 for his Twitch. Bidwell Fog, twitch.tv/Bidwell Fog for mine. What else we got? Email sitcommyface@gmail.com. Don't forget, I will have that link below for my whatnot. If you want to come watch some, just hang out, even if you don't want to buy anything, come out, we'll listen to some music, chit chat about movies, games, whatever on the Whatnot app.
And whatnot.
And if you use the coupon code that I put below, you get $10 free. So
Sweet.
I might even throw up a Mercari code for you down there. I think you might get $30 on that code if you want to come buy some stuff on Mercari. If you're new to the app, it's only for new people. But yeah, anything else you want to plug? Oh, what's your give your other podcast plug?
Our other podcast. My friend Pete and I, we run one called "What Exit Jersey Stories."
What's your most recent?
We've been on a short hiatus right now, and like our last episode was, I'm trying to remember now. We did the one on the fires, and we did the one on
The Jersey Butt Pirates.
Yeah, woohoo! No, we did the one on actually General Order Number 4, the actual desegregation of the military that Jersey started.
Wow. Sounds like you have a winning formula. You know what that means. If it ain't fixed, don't broke it.
That's right. in the immortal words of Jay Bidwell, if it ain't fixed, don't broke it.
Well, we appreciate you listening. We're apologizing in advance for this. We don't know how this video is going to turn out because our usual setup is not working thanks to Skype. So we will see. And hopefully this fucking zoom in, zoom out shit is not there.
Well, like if it is, throw in some like some Wayne's World extreme close up. Whoa!
But we hope that you will what, Nick?
We hope you will sitcom
my face. Thanks, everybody.
Goodbye.